everyone, and welcome to my guide video on how to use the new artillery system in the Contention 80s and Contention Cold War servers in DCS World. This is really just an extension of the CTLD system, but I have had this requested quite a few times, so I'm just going to go through it quickly here to get you all up to speed. So the main thing that's changed here is now we have the ability to once again deploy artillery as part of the CTLD system. Now this works exactly the same as regular CTLD. I've got a guide that breaks that down. I will do my best to remember to link it here. If not, then it will be in the guide section that's linked at the end of the video. And so you just follow the exact same procedure. So pick up crates, fly them to where you want to deploy your artillery piece, put them down. Once you've got enough crates in an area, when you unpack, the artillery piece will be placed. In terms of what artillery you can place, I will try and summarize that here in the background slides for both red and blue, including the ranging information, which is a bit of an estimate, but it's what I managed to pull out from the DCS sources as best I could. Give you some idea of what these are, and if all else fails, just be like me and just quickly search on Wikipedia to see what these things are if you don't know different artillery pieces. As with everything else in CTLD, there is a number of crates that you will need to put down for each of these, and there will be a credit cost. All the information that I'm putting here is at time of recording. This is all subject to change. Things are always being balanced on these servers, so this may well be different by the time you come to watch this. In terms of using the artillery, we have really three different options here on how to get it to deploy. As of now, it is not built in with the FAC system, so currently you can't call that in. That may well change in the future, but we've got to use one alternate method. First method is simple, just let the AI handle it. If the artillery piece itself detects something, it will engage it just like any other AI vehicle. Problem is, mostly you're going to be putting your artillery down not within visual range of the target, so this isn't going to be too useful, but occasionally if you put this outside a base, it may spot something in the base and self-engage. The other method is using the tactical commander screen. So when you are in tactical commander screen, you can select the artillery asset, click add target. If you click anywhere on the map, it will designate that as a target point. You can select a radius around the target if you want to bombard an area instead of a particular point using this dial here. And we've got the number of shots you want to send towards the target. Once you're happy with it, click start fire, and then the target will, your artillery piece will start to align and will eventually open fire. There will be a little delay while it thinks about what it is doing and while the weapon starts to load, but eventually it will fire. Do note that quite a few systems do have a minimum range that they cannot fire into. For example, the Scud has rather a sizable exclusion range that it can't fire inside of, and it has a much larger range that it can fire up to. So here, this little line over here is the maximum range of the Scud launch. Other weapons like this BMD here are much more noticeable. We can see the exclusion zone it can't fire within, and then the much longer range that it can engage around it. And it's all well and good if you do have Tactical Commander access, but I know many people don't. You can just apply on the SPS forums to get it, as long as you obey all of the rules. But if you don't have it or you don't feel like using it, there is one other option, and that is to manually take command of it using the JTAC system. You are still going to need combined arms in order to do this, but just like any other combined asset, you can take command of these artillery pieces. So say I want to manually control my little artillery piece here. I've already shelled this area, so let's say we want to shell this village over here. Well, what I want to do is measure that distance, so select the ruler tool on the top of the screen, right click my vehicle, move to the target point, say middle of this little village. Then I want to take into account the bearing 045 and the range 6.62. Can then take control of the vehicle. Here we go. I then want to put it in gear. So that is pushing X. Pushes it in gear. I can then rotate around, so 045. Just line it up using WAS and D. Again, I've got a tutorial of how to use the basic functions of combined arms. And then the artillery pieces tend to have this ranging scale on the side here. So in this case I wanted 6.26. So there we go, between 6 and 300, and then left click, fire. 14-second reload, but off it goes. There we go. The round hit home where I was aiming. Do know that some systems you can't take control of using combined arms, for example Scud, you'd have to do that with Tactical Commander. And others may have their own unique quirks. For example, here we've got the Grad Launcher. You do have to aim up quite significantly to clear the cabin, but otherwise use is generally the same. You're not going to be perfectly accurate here, but that's not really the point. Now, many artillery pieces come with significantly limited ammunition. You can resupply them simply by having a resupply vehicle nearby. You can use the CTLD logistics system to drop off an ammo truck nearby. As long as your artillery piece is within the little circle of the ammo truck, it will automatically get resupplied. Do just note that a lot of vehicles have significantly high reload times. For example, the Scud's reload time is about 45 minutes. Now, one thing to note about this is in order to balance this and make this not too powerful a tool, whenever your side does fire artillery, there is a certain percentage chance that the enemy side will detect that artillery. Depending on the number of C2 centers the enemy has, there will be a dice rolled in the background, and if the artillery is detected, it will be signaled in the top right for everyone, both friends and allies, that a unit has been detected by counter battery system, and this will then be marked on the F10 map for everyone to see, meaning that the other side can then fire artillery directly at your artillery unless you move it out of the way, and of course airstrikes can come in. So yeah, that is the artillery system as it currently stands. If you do have any questions about this, please do leave them down below and I'll try and get back to you. As always, I'm trying to get quite a few videos out here, but if you do have any particular suggestions, do let me know. I'm trying to cover all the major new systems, all the new toys we've got to play with. But always up for redoing my ordering depending on demand. And so otherwise, until next time, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.